YouTube, what a YouTube, Down Home News TV. I am Dre. We got a interesting topic coming from the Patrick Bet David podcast. His guest is Billy Carson. Interesting topics, something I'm interested in hearing about. And came across on my TikTok, and Patrick Bet David was asking Billy Carson who is the devil, and that's where we're gonna begin this video at.
Right, I'm sure if he sees this, he'll know who it is and he'll react to it. But yeah, you're open to debating anybody.
I'm open, yeah.
Okay, so if we set up anything with anyone else that's maybe expert in the area of topic that you're okay with a panel like that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the devil, who is the devil in your eyes? Is he also an alien, or is it not a real person, not a real spirit? Who is the devil?
Let me tell you what happened. So you go again into the ancient tablets, you discover that and Yahweh, who's in the Bible, is known as God, right? Yahweh is known in the ancient text as Satan, the Lord of Eden, E-D-I-N. The land between the Euphrates and the Tigris rivers is where they had the Eden, E-D-I-N. And when he has his outdoor laboratories, what I like to call it, where they discovered that mating these people together would work if they had enough genetic diversity. So what happens is his brother, Enki, who's now known as Satan, he comes in and he starts talking to the people there. And he starts telling them, it wasn't just Adam and Eve he was talking to, there were other people there. And he was telling them how powerful they really were, and that the mysteries of the universe was inside of their body, and that they had the ability to ascend even to a higher level than even them. And so these people then realized that they weren't...
Let me go back and read that.
They clothed themselves, and between the Euphrates and the Tigris rivers is where they had the Eden, E-D-I-N. And when he has his outdoor laboratories, what I like to call it, where they discovered that mating these people together would work if they had enough genetic diversity. So what happens is his brother, Enki, who's now known as Satan, he comes in and he starts talking to the people there, and he starts telling them.
All right, it says in the Hebrew Bible, Yahweh, God, is a superior being to the figure known as Ha-Satan, the Satan. Ha-Satan first appears as a heavenly prosecutor who tests the loyalty of Yahweh's followers and prosecutes the nation of Judah in the heavenly court. However, during the intertestamental period, Ha-Satan evolved into a malevolent entity that is in position to God. In the apocryphal book of Jubilees, Yahweh gives Ha-Satan, referred to as Mastema, the authority to tempt humans to sin and punish them by controlling a group of fallen angels or their offspring.
Now, it wasn't just Adam and Eve he was talking to. There were other people there. And he was telling them how powerful they really were, and that the mysteries of the universe was inside of their body, and that they had the ability to ascend even to a higher level than even them. And so these people then realized that they weren't animals. They clothed themselves. And by the time this Yahweh character, also known as Enlil, comes back, Satan, he realizes what's happened, that his brother has given them the apple. What's the apple? Knowledge. And so he gets pissed off, and he curses his brother, and he tells them, never listen to him again. He's evil. He's the devil. He wants to hurt you. That's where this whole devil thing pops up from. It comes from the Sumerian tablets. Okay? That's where it comes from. It comes from the Sumerian tablets. Enki and Enlil, two brothers fighting each other because one brother didn't like what the other brother was doing to people.
So what is your interpretation of people who go and go to conferences and they look up to the devil and evil, and there's a religion, right? What is the church called? Satanists. What do you think about them?
I don't like it. I mean, and it's all about frequencies. Yeah, and people say, well, you don't believe in God. You're a atheist. No, I'm not an atheist. I believe there's a God. I believe there's a God. I talk about it in my book, Fractal Holographic Universe, because the evidence, the circumstantial evidence of a creator is all around us, even inside this microphone.
Who do you think it is?
It's not a who, it's a frequency. I believe that God is a frequency. We have to tune into that frequency. We understand a couple things through metaphysics. There's a universal consciousness, and there's only one consciousness. You and I appear to be separate and divided apart, but we're not. We're still only one. Ancient Mayan saying, "In lakek alakin," I am just another you. And so there's a radio station broadcasting out frequencies from the universal mind, and it's broken up into point number. I'm 99.1, you're 99.2, he's 99.3. Your avatar body is designed to encapsulate a point number of that frequency for a temporal amount of time. You're able to encapsulate that frequency of consciousness. So, but it's all coming from one source. It's a frequency. God is a frequency.
Interesting you say that. So I got Nikola Tesla once said the following. He said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration.
Yeah.
What do you think he meant by this?
Oh man, that's powerful. Powerful statement. It's one of the brightest minds in the universe. What he's saying is that when you think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, you're now tapping into the essence of the nature of reality. That this reality that we're living in is an illusion. We have the illusion of solidity. Everything is really a frequency. Everything is made of light, and light is also a frequency, right? So this microphone in front of me looks like a solid object. As a matter of fact, it looks like I'm actually touching it, but I never actually touched this mic. What happens is this mic is made up of a wave of potentials. They're in superposition of each other, okay? And when I look down at this mic, my consciousness collapses those waves into the illusion of solidity. It's light waves slowed down. My brain has a capability, and your brain has a capability of creating a collapsing frequency wave that collapses this into what appears to be a solid object. When I touch it, I don't even touch it. You never touch anything. The electromagnetic frequency of the electrons orbiting the atoms in your fingers are repelling the electrons orbiting the atoms in the microphone. Okay? So you don't even touch anything. That's electromagnetic repulsion. This whole world, this whole realm, just like the ancients say, is a dream world, sleepy time. This is an illusion. And what Nikola Tesla is saying, when we begin to understand the nature of reality is frequency and vibration, and through different frequencies and vibrations, you can create a realm known as our universe.
Who do you think he was? You think he was an alien? You think he was a regular guy? You think, what did he have access to that, you know, made him come up with so many different inventions that eventually JP Morgan first is funding him? Then he's realizing, wait a minute, this guy's going to put all the oil industry out of business. My biggest customers, let me stop funding the guy. Yeah. You know, and then he goes out of business. Who do you think Nikola Tesla was?
I think he was an incredible human being. I don't have any research material to give me anything other than he was a human being, right? And we know he had a mother because he left a note to his mother right when he died about the fact that he felt like, you know, he had been pretty much abused his whole life. But he had a strange ability to do thought experiments. Thought experiments are incredible things, something that I experiment with myself. But he takes these thought experiments and he creates these inventions in his mind. He saved a lot of money on engineering and production because he would create these things in his mind. He would see the process in his mind. He would even turn them on and see if they worked. And if they didn't work, he would know. So he'd only create things that actually worked. But he was doing it all within his consciousness. So he had tapped into a higher level. This man was on another level altogether. He was a...
Hopefully one day I'll be able to tap into that consciousness. That's some wild stuff. Not saying wild as in it's not true, but it's just our minds are limited as of right now. But this kind of helps you get outside of that box and think differently about things. But I'm kind of familiar with Billy Carson and what is it called? What is it called? Brain fart. I just came from the gym. Pretty tired. What is it called? Y'all know what I'm thinking about. Oh my goodness. I hate when that happens, but yeah, it's pretty interesting what he was saying about the difference between the devil and God, Yahweh, Like, basically, God didn't want the humans to have the knowledge of the gods. I've read the Bible, and I'm pretty sure I didn't comprehend it as well as Mr. Carson has, but that's some wild stuff to wrap your mind around. Quantum physics, that's what I was trying to think of. I knew if I start blabbing, it'll come to me, but yeah, that's gives you something to think about. Down Home News TV, I'm Dre. Y'all have a good evening.